Today we will be putting together a large kitchen island, but it has a folding retractable countertop off to the side. It is a 2-box item, so it's really heavy, but this is the model WF295289AAB from Amazon. Link in the description. It is affiliated link. All right, and technically right now we would be going through and making sure that we have all the parts. But hey, they're there. Let's put this thing together. And your first step is to get your 2 of your slides. And it actually has this thing that you pull up, down, and it will make the slides come apart. You have this bumper side right here. And what they're wanting you to do is they're wanting you to line it up right there. You can see the holes. There's one right there, one right there. And they're gonna be tricky. One down in there. You can get all of them in. You use these screws and you just put these on. One on both sides of this weird looking piece. You see these? That little thing goes right there. And you put it in like that. Hear that click? That means that it's in there. And then you got this other one for this other slide. Pull it open. On this side, you can see the little clip. Push down on it and pull out. All right. Once you get those on there, click. Okay, steps 5, 6, and 7 require you to have number 8, number 9, number 7, and what we just put the rails on, number 4. Also, for the hardware, it's going to require you to have the dowels, which is A, and the screws, which is E. We're going to put these 2, we're going to put one on front of this, and we're going to put the other 2 on top and bottom of that one that goes on the front. Just for the record, that's a 9.
That's 6.
And that's a 6. My bad. The dowel rods, which are A, go right there. And the bottom, so this would be the back plate, it looks like. And we will go like this. We got our screw right in the middle. Boom, shakalaka, boom. And we got our 7. You get 2 more. It's not in the freaking instructions, but I can see where there's a dowel hole right here. You put one there. Put that like that.
I am installing it upside down.
Flip this bad whammy jammy over. Now we got the other one. 8. There's little recesses right there that the screws go down in. I point all those out. That way the slot,
this is
panels,
me realizing that.
Okay, I got this one upside down. But, all right, just real quick here. You only get one chance, so make sure you put these slots like that. And there's a slot right there. Because once you tighten these screws, if you take it out and put it back in and try to tighten it again, guess what? That's going to be our first flaw on this. That's why I don't like particle board. That one's still tight. But this one down here is just turning too. But this one up here, I'm going to need to get a longer screw for that. So if you take one out and you put it back in, you have to have a longer screw or else it's going to be all fucking janky and wobbling around. That's also a good reason to put wood glue in between your joints a lot of the times, but we're not on this one, just to see how sturdy it will be. Let me get a longer screw and I'll be right back. See those little screws? I'm just going to put one of these long ones there. Might have been way longer, but it ain't going nowhere now. Shit, you could switch all them littler screws out for them longer ones. It'd probably be more sturdy. But that's the only one I'm going to do now. And then we put our panels in. This is number 10. While you're at it, you may want to take off the stickers. Okay. Next, you're gonna have number 3. You're gonna have U and B, it says. They look the same, but, oh, there's little bitty screws in there too. So, watch that you don't lose the little bitty screws. You're gonna need the Allen wrench. It don't say nothing about the washers. I don't know what those are for. We'll find out later, I guess. You'll need these two, which is 28 and 16. They're the smaller ones of the little things like that. And then you'll need this bar.
27.
Yep. And you're gonna put them to where the holes face in like that. Because on the back side of it, there's a recess where the screws go in. I'll go ahead and put those in, and then I'll show you how that looks. All right. You see I got a door slide over here as well. After you get these on, which have the bolts that go through and they're recessed in there, this door slide, of course you take your half out of it, but there's a screw that goes right there, and right there. Now, if you notice, there's little gaps in these metals. That's where you want to take the screw through so you don't bend any of that. Because if you bend that up, it makes it to where it won't slide easily. But you put this back in there. Oh. Click. All right. If you notice here, we got 2. We got both sides, number 2 and 3. I didn't realize it, but the instructions we're actually showing both sides, and I just thought it was one side flipped over. So there's that. And then you have these B bolts. They're for the barrel nuts. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6 on both sides. You'll see them, they have the threaded inserts. All right, and the next step is getting 5 and 6, putting them barrel nuts in each one of those on the ends. You only be able to put them in one side, so the side that has the big hole for them is where you'll put them in. Now these barrel nuts, if you notice, you have an open side and it goes around like that. You always put your open side towards the outside because that's where your bolt is going to stick through, and then you'll turn them to tighten that bolt. So put the open side facing out for the bolt to catch the bolt. And what's going to happen here is we put those on those. We got these. We put right there, 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 there. And we got them right here, right here, right here, right here. So these, which this will be for that side, and this will be for this side. And then the 5 will be the very top board that goes across here, and the 6 will be the bottom board that goes across there. Those tracks right there on 6 will be pointing down, of course. Okay, the pins go in the sides like this, and the screws go, you tighten them up like that. And as you tighten them up, it pulls it in tighter. If they don't go in all the way, these screws are turned the wrong way a little bit. So you just turn them to where they fit. You can shine a light down in there and see. I think we forgot the dowel pins in these. Now you see, When you don't have them in right and you try to force it in, it makes the barrel nut kind of bent up a little bit. And when we torque these down, now if I were to turn it anymore, what it's gonna do is it's gonna mess everything up. So this side, it's supposed to have dowel pins in the middle. We're not gonna mess with those because this one started coming out and messing up. But over here you can see where the dowel pins go in. Right there at the bottom and right here at the top. And then you just put this in there, top and bottom like that. And you just take and turn your screw and then it'll tighten it up. Yeah. On the back side of that, there's a hole for dowel rod. So I'm taking it, the dowel rods go there. Make it more sturdy like that. And there'll be one there, one over there, one there, and one over there at that bottom one where the board's going. Then you got your 5. Put these in just like that. And don't tighten anything yet after you get that first one in. Because if you tighten right there, that's going to put you in a bind. You want to get this one. Don't spread them too much right there either. They'll fuck it all up. There we go. Now your barrel nuts will be right here. Just turn it. That gets tight. Turn it. That gets tight. There we go. And then you got your sides connecting to your front. Right,
After
then you get your
flipping
bottom
over the
board,
base,
which is number 11. It has the square feet holes. And everywhere that has threads, you'll put one of these in and screw it down. And everywhere that don't have threads, you'll put one of these in. Or we'll take these out of here because I don't want them falling out when we're trying to put this in there. And we'll come over here.
this is the bottom,
We'll
not the
put them in
top.
there. And everywhere that don't have one of these barrel nuts that we had to put in. And don't stick it in the wrong hole. It don't like that. Got that one. There, the inside holes, the ones that do not have the barrel nuts, because the bolts are going to go through there into the nuts. These other holes are for these. You just line it up. Just like that. And you go around your barrel nuts and tighten all your barrel nuts. There's only a couple on the back that go to the bottom, which are these two. And then all the rest will be on the insides. It has either legs or casters. So you can do one or the other. Let's see, yeah, the legs you can put on there, or you got the casters. It got the S screws. Yeah, we don't want the legs. We're not going to use them. You put it on and run your bolts through and tighten them up with the little Allen wrench that they give you over there. Okay, and then after you get the wheels on and all tightened down, you flip it back over, stand it on its wheels. Now we're going to be putting the top on. Get our hinges, put them right there, and then we're going to put them barrel nut bolts. Well, you got your hinges right there going through the center. You'll have 3 of those. And then all these plastic holes with the threads have the barrel nut bolts. And then these here we're not going to put nothing on because we're going to put the dowel pins in the actual base so they don't fall out when we lift this up. Let's go ahead and get these put on. All right, and now getting that step done, you see all the plastic inserts, have those in there. These only have 4 screws for some reason. There's 6 holes, but there's only 4. But over here you got your dowel pins that you put in on the insides and then in the middle and the back. Then you also have the barrel nuts, which go right there, there. There's one on this, that, and that. There. Just get it lined up, it should just drop right in. Then you get your Phillips screwdriver, go around and tighten all the barrel nuts I showed you that you put in. All right, after you get the barrel nuts in, I noticed that I think I may have messed up. So this one comes in.
I am indeed
this one's
correct.
out.
They should be
Maybe
in.
these are wrong holes
Same
on one of them,
place,
maybe?
all the
I don't
way,
know.
cross.
But those holes, I said that were down in there. This support brace right here, make it to where it folds outwards. And the end plates wrap up and go in. That's the only way you can put it on, so you won't really mess it up. But instead of taking a long time to figure it out, just thought I'd tell you. 2 screws on each side. There you go. All right, and then when you got your 13, 12, and 14 boards, you put in your barrel nuts right there, 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 there. And then there's dowel pins. And we got these 2 screws. Then we will take these 2, go down like that, and we'll tighten those up. You got them big dowel rods there. Now we just tighten the screws. Then we come to the other side that don't have the towel rack, and we put in the 4 bolts with the dowel rods in the center. And this here goes right on like that. And then we tighten those screws. Now we get the 17 bracket, the 17s, which are shelves. You get your L's. You put them in whichever height you want it at. Like you can be low, medium, high. After you got your shelves in, we took notice that one side's a little bit higher than the other. Like they're both on the middle, but one's a little bit higher. Now we get our doors and put our handles in them. And the handles, you put them on one side, and then the screws come through the other side. You line your wheels, it actually has wheels. That's nice. Line them up with whichever track you want to put it on. There is little things you can grab right there. You pull them down and lock them. And then you push them in, and like that, push them down, lock, and push them in, and then they'll come up like that. So let's lock them, press in, push them in. There it is. Okay. Look how nice that rolls. Pretty sweet, huh? Let's go ahead and do this other one. Lock, lock. There's that. Okay, now with your drawers, you have the faces of the doors, which you put these in, which is 18 on both of those. And then, of course, you're going to line these slots up like that. And like that. And then you tighten these screws. And if you get those screws in, you get your door panel. And go ahead and slide it in the channel for it. Now we got this one, which goes on the back of it. And then you take your other screws, which are E, come through the side and screw into that back board on both sides. All right, now that you got your barrel nuts tightened to the front, and you got your screws tightened in the back, we'll come over here, take these, pull out your slides, pull up on the trigger, and now, line up your holes. Looks like you can only go to one of them, which I messed up on the other slides because I guess you can mount them in different spots. Well, this one you can only mount it in one position. See, I can't go ahead anymore. So that'll be all right. I'll just put them little screws in there and we'll put them in and see what they look like. And after you get the drawer sides on, you get the drawer slides in as well. The last thing you got is the handle. You put on the front, screws go in through the back, you tighten it down, and then you put them on. Just line them up like that. Click, click. Yep. See, that's what it's supposed to look like.
What?
This one here, I wasn't supposed to put them that far out. Need to move these back some. Yay. The other ones are back that far. These gotta go back that far so it can look like that. Now I'll go ahead and do that. All right. What threw me off is over here. See how it's in this back one? In the middle, and then that one. Well, this one over here, it screws into the middle. I don't know if that's just a defect or what, but all these other ones screw into the back hole. But this one here screws into the middle hole. I don't know why. All right, now what you got is it's all put together. I had to put them in the right spot. Our leftover parts list. See here, we have a bunch of these dowel pins. That's nice, I like extra dowel pins. Got extra washers with lock nuts. You got these bolts. Now, if you go through and put the legs on instead of the wheels, these bolts, those washers and stuff, they're used for the bolts, and as well as these dowel pins. One will go in there, and then you'll have one that'll go all the way through the leg, which will be the bolt, but you'll have one dowel pin on each leg. Then we also got an extra shelf bracket, a few extra little screws. That extra, shouldn't have an extra one of these, but there wasn't a nut in the wood for that wheel. That was for that wheel. So that's it. Like, subscribe, share, at least give a thumb up. You can even donate if you want to. There'll be plenty more how-to videos, assembly, and everything. This one here, overall impression with it, I mean, other than having styrofoam stuck to it, because of the static and stuff, it seems pretty easy to roll around. It feels really sturdy after you get it put together. The drawers don't wiggle or nothing. These doors slide. It does have the adjustable shelves, so that's nice. It has a little rack on the side with the 2 drawers. It has the black and stainless look to it. Has a towel bar over here, as well as a drop down bar that you can sit at. It locks into place. That's it for this tutorial. Peace.
To be continued. Like, follow, subscribe. On our way to 10,000.